So you want to join the military? I see. I see. Yet, we don't think about when we're 6 years in, 7 years in, first child, second child, may miss a birthday, may miss the birth, may miss anniversaries. These are all things that I had to consider. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't consider it well. I consider not only that, promising jobs. You know, I was working at FedEx and Foot Locker. I had managers coming to me saying, hey, don't leave. We can promote you. You can be a manager. You can do all of these things. And I had to weigh the options. I had to count the cost. Was I willing to give up what seemed to be good to go and shed some blood, sweat, and tears to possibly fight for our nation, to serve our nation? As service members, we serve the nation. Was I willing to give up what potentially looked to be good for what at the time didn't look so appealing? You have people that join the military older in age that actually lose money. They want to serve the nation so much that they actually lose money. They have good jobs. They're managers. They run their own businesses. And these are things that they have to think about before joining the Army. Am I willing to give up my life to serve the nation? So these are things to think about. These are things to consider. These are ways that we can count the cost. Prior to building a house, what do? We count the cost. We say, okay, how much is it going to cost to buy the brick, the wood, the sheet metal, the whatever, the roofing? And then we say, is this worth it? Is it worth me building this house? And the answer is either yes or no. So for me, I had to count the cost. I had to think through the decision of joining the military, and I decided to do it. And the last choice that I had to consider or think about before leaving the Army was death. So like I told y'all, man, Fahrenheit 9/11 had came out right before I joined the military, and I actually went to see it. And I have to be honest, man, it actually shook me a little bit. I was a little shaken because I'm like, man, am I willing to die for the country? Am I willing to die to protect this nation? And I'll be honest, man, I didn't really think through it too much, but some people actually do. I remember being in basic training with a young lady, and she was adamant that she couldn't, kill a kid, even if that kid had a bomb strapped to him and was walking towards her, that she would be willing to die. These are things that, you have to think through. Especially during my time, we was pretty much preached to, hey, look, man, you're gonna deploy. You're gonna deploy. It's hot and heavy. You're gonna deploy. That's what we were told in basic training. Oh, you're not a logistician. You're an infantryman. You're gonna deploy. That's what was ingrained in our heads when, at least for me, when I went through basic training. So, one thing to consider, death. So you've considered all these things, and now you're at that day. That's what I like to call it, that day. The day that you swear in. The day that you're face to face with that officer as you raise your right hand to swear in, to now, in a sense, join and be shipped off to basic training. These are some of the things that I can remember on that day. That day wasn't easy. It was exciting, but like I said, I was about to leave my family. I was about to embark on a journey that when I left my family, to this day, I haven't gone back. And I don't mean going back to visit, I mean going back to live and actually be under the roof of my mother. After swearing in, we loaded onto a van, and My mother, prior to getting into that van, she looked at me. She said how proud she was of me, and she began to cry. And I'd be lying to you to tell you I didn't cry. I did cry, and it wasn't a gnat that flew in my eye. I actually cried, embraced my mother, and we all loaded into the van. It seemed like we was all holding hands crying together, but we all was crying because we were about to embark on a journey that would lead me to this point where I'm sitting at today. We left, got in the van, went to a hotel, stayed in a nice hotel for the night, a Marriott, where we had dinner and then we had breakfast the next day. And then we loaded up into an airplane and we flew to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And that was the beginning of the journey that put me where I'm at today. I got a question for you. Is it ever okay in your physical fitness uniform to wear it untucked? Now, hey, check this out. I don't want y'all going on YouTube trying to find the answer. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. Leave a comment with the answer. Like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys will stay with me on this journey because I hope to bring some great content about life and about advice from a soldier. So as always, you'll see me in the next video. Peace. All right, y'all, what's going on? I just want to say thank you for going along with me on this journey for the three-part video or three-part series. Man, it's good. I'm excited about where I can take this channel. I'm excited for you to get to know me, a little bit about me. Some of the people that have watched this channel have seen me grow up. And this is gonna be raw and uncut, man. So I might have some grammatical errors in this, but I wanted y'all to get to see the real deal. Not to say that the other part wasn't the real deal, but I do want to thank every single one of y'all who have watched these videos. My plan going forward is to, at the end of a video series, to kind of go, I guess, deeper inside of some of the things I said. One of the things I really want to point out, man, is that before I joined the Army, I had just became a Christian. So I was only a Christian for about 2 to 3 years or so. And I want to give a shout out to my buddy Louis Vasquez, man. This brother, we worked at FedEx together. And prior to joining the military, him and I would go to IHOP on a weekend. Not Louis, if you're watching this video, I wonder if you remember that lady, man. She was a pregnant lady who would serve us, man. And you know, you was a blessing to me, man. You really showed me how to give and help others out. But Louis would sit down with me and we would eat breakfast after work, working as a handler. And he would disciple me through the scriptures, man. So when I joined the Army, all of those things that I had to consider that I talked about in this three-part series, those things were in the back of my mind. But what catapulted me forward was my faith in Jesus Christ. Like I said, I was a young Christian. I didn't know much about nothing. I was still young in age, yet my faith is what helped me embark on the journey that I've been on for the past 15 years. So my faith in Christ. So death, yes, it was something to consider. But I'm gonna be honest, when I joined the military, I knew that was a possibility. But during that time, I did have patriotism, and I wasn't afraid because, like I said, I was young and I was really just living for me. I didn't have a wife and kids, so that fear wasn't there for me yet, leaving them. But it was one of those things. I said I want to join the Army for a time. I didn't even think I would be in as long as that I'm in now, but I wanted to join the Army for a time, bearing the gospel with me. I prayed that I could come across someone and do what Louis had done for me those years back. So hey, look, I wanted to end the video with that thought in mind. Like I said, my faith in Christ is what catapulted me to join the military. bearing the gospel, and hoping to preach that to those who were lost without God. And we actually, it was pretty cool in basic training. We would have little Bible studies because there was a lot of us that were, young and unafraid, right? But young and off doing something brand new. But like I said, join me on this journey. Stick with me, y'all. I do want to bring some good content. At the same time, keep in mind, man, this is advice from a soldier, and my worldview is Christian. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and hopefully you can get something out of these videos. All right, good talking with y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and hey, this is the real deal. It's nighttime. Man, it is 9:06 where I'm at, but I want to pump these videos out for you guys and do some great things. I also want to say this, man. As I hit mile markers, or I call it mile markers, but different markers, being a YouTuber, I want to do a lot of giveaways, man. One of the things I said in my first video was I want to donate, but I also want to do giveaways because I believe in supporting your local businesses. It's a coffee shop that I love, so when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm definitely going to do a giveaway for a gift card where you can order and they actually send you a couple bags of coffee. So it's gonna be a nice giveaway. Once I get to 1,000, I have a random selector select a name, and we'll get your info and get that stuff sent out to you. All right. Hey, grace and peace, y'all. Good night. Thank you.